So I'm the mythology guy. These are my friends. We got Claire and we got Zagard, or Shane, whichever you want to call. And we just saw Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah.
And thanks to this man, we got to watch it on Disney Plus instead of alternative measures.
Mr. Moneybags.
Mr. Moneybags over here spent $30 goddamn dollars on it.
Round of applause.
I just imagine us buying like two $15
honestly,
theater tickets.
the thing is, since there's three of us, that's kind of a fair price because it's $10 a person.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But if you're watching it alone, it's like, no.
Well, even if it wasn't, if we were seeing this in theaters, I'm just imagining I'm paying for mine and Claire's ticket and IMAX, which would be $15 tickets. So.
Yeah, I think the first thing we should address is: do we think this movie is worth $30? I'm gonna. Mulan was not.
Mulan was not.
No.
I think that was worth maybe like $20.
I don't know if this is worth $30 or not because this is not a bad film. I thought Mulan was.
Yeah.
The remake, by the way, the original's great.
Yeah,
Obviously, like perfection, honestly.
I don't know. Do you think it was worth $30, this film?
I don't think it was worth $30, but I also disagree with Shane that Mulan was not worth $20. Like, that thing's worth like 5 cents. I'm kidding.
It amazes me because I thought Soul was a little better than this, and Soul is free.
Exactly. Like, why is the, like, good content seems free?
It probably sounds like I'm looking a gift horse in the mouth here, but why was Soul put on there for free?
I think it's 'cause
maybe it's
Soul-
the creators or something. I don't know.
I think it's because Soul was, they were kind of planning to put that on there already anyways, instead of theaters, and then this one they did push it back because they wanted it to be out earlier, but then they realized, okay, well, this is a smaller film, it's not something we, like, really worked hard on, so we're not going to get in theaters, so we might as well just put it on Disney Plus to try and make some money.
Yeah, it's just surprising because like Pixar is such a moneymaker, and you know people would see that in the theaters, so you think that they would at least try to, get some money.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, I'm glad it's not.
This is not the kind of movie I would spend $30 on. Like, I would spend $30 to watch Black Widow.
I'd say this is worth like a evening ticket for sure at a theater.
Yeah,
for sure,
like,
because I liked it a lot.
If you're just like really want to watch a movie and of course this movie does have roots in mythology, but I'm gonna tell some people probably have questions. From what I can tell, it's not based on a particular mythology or like a specific culture or something, but it is very clearly drawing inspiration from several Asian cultures. The dragon seems, in my opinion, to highly resemble a Kirin, which is like a Japanese, in Japan it's like a cross between a horse and a dragon, and it has a horn like the dragon in this movie has. That's what Kirins have. And they have like hair or mane like the one this has, so that's why I think it was.
I thought it was really cool that they showed like the Asian dragon look that they haven't really shown that. I mean, not with the fur and all that.
Am I the only one who saw almost no marketing for this film? Like, the only marketing I saw was like on bus stops.
I saw some marketing, but I also follow a lot of movie kind of movie
YouTube
news
channels.
YouTube channels, and I follow kind of what Disney's doing.
It might just be because theaters are closed, because if theaters were open and we were going to see movies, we might have seen trailers for this in the movie
I saw
theater.
the first trailer that they put out for it in theaters like a year and a half ago, and I knew about it before then because at the D23 event that they had for some of their people, they showed some images of Sisu, the blue dragon in the film, and when I first saw the images, I was like, it doesn't look very good, but then once I saw images of it moving around, I'm like, oh, okay, it looks a lot better.
When I heard Sisu talk in this movie, that was not the voice I thought was going to come out of the dragon's mouth.
Yeah, I saw one of the trailers, so I kind of
liked it. I mean, there are some parts of the script in general I thought were cringy, but not like just the dragon. It was just everyone.
Thankfully, the dragon is a likable character, because when it first started, I thought, a little part of me thought, oh, I'm going to hate this character. But but then she made some jokes I legitimately liked, and some jokes I did not like. This is no Robin Williams playing the genie. No. And personal theory, I think that's what they were really trying to do here. My thoughts.
Yeah, but you could argue that, like, what's the Mushu in Mulan was too.
A little bit of that too. Yeah, supernatural played by a comedian.
Right.
Kinda, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but like I think the difference is I think this dragon had a lot more moments to have like a whole bunch of improvisational material and stuff, kind of like the genie did in Aladdin.
Yeah.
And It didn't hit as much as the genie does in Aladdin, but it wasn't terrible. Like, there were jokes that were legitimately funny, and then there were jokes that were not funny. And I'd rather have that than just constant cringe and horribleness. Like, I found this character's funnier than Olaf, in my opinion. So that's a plus right there.
She definitely wasn't cringy for most of the film. There might have been one or two times where I was like...
But I think that's just the script being kind of cringy at times. I think they really casted her well, like, whoever the voice actress is. Yeah. I thought she was genuine. Her tone was good. Like, the way that she did this character, whoever voiced her, did it well. Comedic, but also heartfelt to me.
But, the basic story of this movie, is like this woman, like the main character, Raya, is trying to, like, stop this evil force and possibly bring back the dragons by, like, finding these... I'm not going to give it away, but she has to find these things that are in all these different kingdoms, and the kingdoms don't like each other. Because people.
Yeah.
That's actually, isn't that literally what they say?
Yeah.
In the opening, like, but it should have gone well, but people are people, or like people are bad. They said something like that.
Yeah, people were acting like people.
Yeah, people acted like people, and so, like,
which I kind of liked because it shows, like, it reflects the jadedness of the main character.
You can probably guess what the message is, and it was. I was worried it might be executed bad. It wasn't for the most part. There were times. There were a couple parts in this movie where I was like, "Oh, screw this!" But there were a lot of other times where I really
other parts
liked
made
it.
up for it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So as a whole, I have to agree. I really like it as a whole, and there are parts where its cracks kind of show, but overall, I did enjoy the film.
Same. I thought the good outweighed the bad, but some bad was really annoying at times.
Yeah.
But I will say that, like, it's at least a 7 out of 10 for me. Which is, like,
that's
good.
higher than
I
what
would give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm like a little between a 6 and a 7.
Yeah.
I think that's the first time ever where I have the lowest score. I would give it a 6. But that's because I think a 6 is a good movie, and it did feel a little
6 is
average.
Above average, by the way.
Well,
so,
4, 5, 6 is average.
Well, I always thought 4 is slightly below average, 5 is average, and 6 is a little above average.
For me, I'd say like 6 is high average and 4 is low average.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Sure. But I can understand whichever one you say. 6 is good, in my opinion.
Yeah, 6 is not bad. That's the point we're making here.
Low good.
Like, so for me, a 6 is a 7 is a really good film that I'm like, you guys should see this. And then 8, 9, and 10 is where it's like, man, it's like it gets better and better.
I
like
think
it's just
8 and up is a really good film.
Yeah, like I think 8 is where it's like great. And then above that is where it becomes like amazing, and then
amazing,
and then like a legendary or like fantastic film is what 10 would be.
Yeah, I mean, it is all.
But there's no such thing as a perfect.
But basically,
movie,
I hate this
Forrest
whole.
Gump.
That's your idea of a perfect movie?
Oh, you want to start a fight in this room right now?
You really like Forrest Gump? Huh?
I really like it, but I don't know if I'd call it perfect though. But I just love it.
No, I'm just surprised. I mean, I think I understand why you would. People think that.
But what I would say is just I hate this whole 1 in 10 world we live on the internet where it's like if it's not good, it's a 1, and if it's if it's perfect good at all, it has to be a 10. If you don't give it a 1 or a 10, you're doing something wrong. It's like no.
Yeah,
there are very few movies that reach either of those.
I've seen very few movies that go below a 3, and I think I can only think of one that I would say is a 1, and it's because the film was just not just bad, but boring.
I think one of the only Disney movies that goes below a 3, for me personally anyway, might be the Lion King remake, just because of how much that does not try at all.
I haven't seen it, but I can tell.
Yeah, you hate the remakes.
Well, like
not all of them.
Not all of them, but like the Lion King remake, the only good thing it has is its CGI. That's it. Right. Everything else is really bad.
Yeah, Raya clearly had, like, for me, the best parts were the animation, how beautiful it looked, the music, the lore, and there was one more.
We're talking about this movie.
Yeah,
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I think this movie looks great. I think the music is wonderful.
Yeah, and the lore is really cool. There was something else I really enjoyed. Now I can't think of it. Oh, yes, thank you.
There you go. I was going to say, the action is great.
Then the combat scenes, especially with the
flows so nicely, and it feels hard when they strike and everything.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I wish there was more of it. One thing I think all three of us agree on is this would have worked better as a show than a movie.
Literally halfway
100%.
through.
Because they built a huge world.
Yeah, literally halfway through, I just started feeling like, this is kind of like an Avatar thing, and I would really like to
fast forward
the like monsters in this movie we know almost nothing about, and I wish we could have had time to go into like what they are and where they came from and why they do what they do.
Why are they turned? Well, spoilers. But why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, and like we could have spent more time learning about the dragon and what the dragon went through and all of that, and we could have spent more time in each. There's 5 kingdoms, and I think some of them we spend like so little time in.
The first one, and the fourth one, we spend less than 20 minutes in each.
It would have been better if you had this show. You could have like at least 1 or 2 episodes in each location. Like, and have like an arc happen there, like things happen there.
It could just be like a 1-season miniseries. It doesn't have to be super long.
Make it a bigger challenge for her to get the things she's looking for in each one. Like it's kind of like in the Snyder Cut, how when it's 4 hours long, you see how they get each mother box, as opposed to the original, where it's like, oh my god, he got it.
Yes, and it wasn't that easy for Raya,
it wasn't that bad,
but it did feel a little sped up, like fast forward mode. It felt rushed a little. Like some of them were like too easy to
because they're like, we have to tell this really long, intricate, important character story in 2 hours.
Yeah, and I feel like they did a good job with the pacing for given how little amount of time they had. Yeah. But it still felt fast.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have changed. I know maybe one thing I would have changed, but like within that time period to fit more in. That's why, this should have been a show in my opinion, because the cultures were really cool. The different kingdoms were cool.
I want to learn more about each kingdom.
There's something that like I'll go into in spoilers that's like revealed that happened at one of the kingdoms, and that should have been such a depressing and big thing to discover, and it didn't feel that big.
It just felt like, oh man.
It was like, oh, that sucks. But we
gotta move on.
But like,
also,
if you had
like
spent
30 minutes left.
Exactly. If we'd had more time building up to that reveal and more time spent on like, when the guy talks about it, like I feel like we really could have felt for him, and like it could have been more. But yeah, overall a good film. I don't know why. I've seen some YouTube thumbnails of people who seem to really hate the film. I'm gonna have to go watch those videos and see why.
And there's people who really loved it too.
I guess those thumbnails are working because I'm saying I have to go watch their videos now. Damn it, I'm falling for the trap.
Well, now I'm just curious about these people who hate this film.
Yeah, what is there really to hate?
I can see why some people would love it because it has a very easy simplicity to it, and if you go into it thinking like, okay, this isn't marketed towards someone above like a certain age. You go like, okay, how would children like this? You could easily
it's a nice
get caught into the wonder of the world.
The dragons have a very My Little Pony feel, in my opinion. Yeah. Like you've watched that. What do you think?
Two bronies over here.
I didn't watch the show.
It was just me. Yes, especially since that show literally the whole arc of that world is also about friendship and magic. And
they ripped him off. Oh my god, you should sue somebody.
There's one of the seasons of My Little Pony. I apologize that you have to hear, but basically they have like one person. They go through all their different character arcs, and that's their special power. And that's how the dragons felt a little bit, but in not so much of a like, we have to be friends and protect each other sort of way, and more of a like
an adult theme than.
I would say it's like it goes from older kid to young teen, so like from a 10-year-old to a 13-year-old.
I think if I was 13, I'd love this movie.
Yeah.
I'd be like, sign me up. This is an adventure film. It's strong female lead.
I agree. I think I would have enjoyed it more at that age, too.
I personally, though, I would watch this again with my parents.
Maybe it's because
I like it.
And it's because I think one reason I would have enjoyed it more at that age is because one thing that bothered me a little about the film is, like, okay, so the dragon makes a lot of modern-day references, but that I can forgive because it's a celestial being, and it's like just the same thing as the genie and Mushu and everything. Like, celestial beings, they somehow know about these things. But it's also all the other characters make kind of modern day references sometimes.
Oh,
like, some of the banter was making you cringe. That was what I
hated the most.
I was sitting here like going, "Oh my god, stop it!"
And it was bad. It wasn't even.
I think I was the one who noticed it first.
Yeah,
because I was like, these kids are
saying things like, "Hey, I know how to push her buttons," and I just went, "They haven't invented buttons yet in this time period." And then like, unless you're talking about the buttons on a coat, but nobody pushes those. That's not what they're talking about when they say push her buttons.
Why do we call it push her buttons?
because it's like we know how to work them. Like we know how to make them go haywire because we push their buttons.
I never realized that. Every time I hear push buttons, I think like actual buttons on an outfit.
Okay, so now you know it's literally talking about technology. They don't have that yet.
Yeah,
that's the thing they don't have. It doesn't make any sense. I poked myself a little too hard. But they make some other ones which I can't remember now off the top of my head. But I remember what
I know one when the whole like them like doing the whole like banter thing before they were gonna fight the two main girls. She's like, why do you want these crystals or whatever? She's like, I just like bling or something.
Oh, she said bling.
Set.
No, there's that too, but that one wasn't as bad. Yeah, she said like bling is my thing.
Yeah,
is what she said. I was like, oh, shut up.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the I'm gonna be honest though with this film, all the things that were like really kind of cringy and bad are they're front loaded at the beginning of the film.
You're right. Yeah,
once you get past like the half hour
I remember we were riffing the movie more in the first half.
Riffing
is when you
riffing is when you like
when a comedian kind of plays off the audience.
When you like heckle or something.
I thought it was ripping, like ripping on someone. Why am I learning? I'm like, well,
it's like the movie. It's like the movie version of ripping. Anyway, you're learning so much.
I know, I'm learning so much. Thanks, guys.
Okay, yeah, but it does get better. There is one character who keeps making stupid decisions in the movie, and it's annoying.
Oh well, yeah.
Until the end.
We should go into spoilers probably now.
Yeah,
right?
we will
talk
soon.
about that.
Is there anything else we should mention before we do?
I just want to say real quick, if you're having reservations about this film, like you think we hate it or you think we like it too much, and you haven't seen it yet, and you don't want any spoilers, I say you should watch it if you can.
And the thing is, they have to spend $30, so that's the problem.
That's why I said if you can. And if you don't care, we're probably going to get into that. But I do really think this is worth watching without our final spoiler-filled part of the review.
I don't think anyone. I want to say I don't think anyone's going to leave this movie angry, but some people on YouTube clearly did. So I don't know what we didn't. No. I can say that.
Yeah. I would say that like it's definitely worth the watch once, just like Mulan, I'm guessing it comes out later without having to pay the $30 on Disney Plus.
Like
from what I can tell.
100% worth to watch that.
All of the premiere access movies after like 3 months or 6 months, they're free. I guess maybe it's 3 months.
I feel like Mulan didn't wait to take that long.
No,
a couple months.
It came out on Disney Plus in I think September and then became free in December. Yeah. So that's 3 months.
Okay. Yeah, 3 months. But I say it's definitely worth that. Like Mulan, to me, the live action is just not even worth the watch. But like this is definitely worth the watch if you can get it for just with your Disney Plus membership.
You could watch the Mulan remake with friends who all love the original and just make fun of it.
Yeah,
that's what I did with Wilda. We kind of had fun doing that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to be drunk watching it.
Yeah.
So now, do you guys want to get into the?
Okay, so overall, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I had fun.
I like Raya's design, by the way. Raya's cool.
I like
so cool.
Raya's.
Even though she's kind of an idiot.
I like half of Raya's design, and we'll explain in spoilers.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go. Transition
all right.
time.
Overall, the movie looks nice. Some of the dialogue ain't so strong. Good film overall. We're gonna go into spoilers now. So, spoiler alert if you have not seen the film. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Spoiler alert. Here we go. All right. They kill the dragon.
Damn.
Just thought I'd dunk us right into the bottom of the earth.
Like the dragon.
What?
He said dunk us into the bottom of the ocean.
Like the dragon.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about like that one viewer who didn't click away fast enough.
He gave him.
I gave them. I counted down. It is your fault.
You counted down 10, 9, 3, 2, 1.
That's at least 5 seconds.
That's true. Okay, anyway, it's fine. But yeah, they dunked that dragon.
They dunk that bitch.
Which I thought was ballsy and cool. I mean, they bring her back at the end, but it's still ballsy that they were just like shot in the heart and you're to blame.
See, when they brought her back, that's
we straight up sang that afterwards.
Honestly, when they brought her back, that's when I was like, okay, this film was clearly made for like under 13.
It reminds me of the end of Frozen 2. It's like, oh, there's going to be consequences. No, there aren't.
The whole town saved.
What are consequences?
Consequences? This movie's for kids. Their actions don't have consequences.
Well, they clearly show. Yeah, that's not what the kids should learn or anything. That's crazy. They clearly show that things do have consequences, but then they all get undone in the end.
So yeah, basically, the way the story of this movie is like, long ago everyone was happy, constantly happy. Nothing was ever wrong. Nobody ever distrusted anyone because sunshine and butterflies and rainbows and LSD
and dragons.
Everyone was on LSD.
That's what they did all the time.
Yeah, they did.
Which
this.
I like it. I think it's a cool symbol.
I want to know what it means, though.
It's a gang sign.
I think it means unity. I mean,
maybe because like full circle.
Sense. Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's my best guess.
If that means unity, then everyone in this movie is a hypocrite. Because I saw some of them doing this, and then later in the film, all right, time to not trust anyone.
Well, yeah, it's like unity, but only in my village.
Yeah, but then this evil race called the Droon, which I really wish we could have learned more about.
We wanted to learn why they were turning people into stone.
Yeah, they just start turning people into stone, and we don't know why.
They probably got their energy that way.
If we do know why, I missed that line.
I think they said something about like the Droon eat people's life force, which turns them into stone.
Okay, that's.
Okay,
but then it's
like an apex predator.
I still would have liked to learn more, but where did they come from?
Where did they come from? Why would something like this exist in the world?
I don't know.
Why can't they exist on a planet that's 90% rivers?
So then the dragons put their powers into a gem, and the main character dragon, what's her name again? Sisu like used they put their powers together into an orb, and Sisu cast a spell that got rid of all the Droon. However, at that point, all the dragons had been turned into stone, and also a lot of people had, and they don't really explain this either, like the orb, after it gets rid of the Droon, it brings all the people back, but it doesn't bring the dragons back. And I thought we were going to get an answer to that.
Wait, it does bring it back at the end.
At the very end. But at the beginning,
in the lore movie, so what happens is, she goes up, and they have this really nice. It's one of those films where it starts off with like older painting versions of it, and then it gets into our
nice
modern
little
film
style.
And I love that style, but like the transition to it worked really well. It actually looked like paintings in their world.
Yeah, and I like that. And as a person who's read a lot of Asian culture and myths, that was fun to see.
Yeah, agreed. I have not nearly as much as you, but I've seen enough.
Man, you watch a lot of anime.
The style. I love that
Anime's
style.
still pretty modern, but I agree with you. I know what you mean. But basically what happened is, she used the orb to get rid of the Droon, and then what it did was it made it rain. They showed in the image, and then that's when the people started turning from stone back to people when it was raining. And then Sisu disappeared. And I guess
I'm not entirely sure why she disappeared.
I think she used up her energy, and she became
they said
water
they said she put all her power into it. But that's what the people said. We know that what actually happened was all her family put all of their power into it, including her.
I think what it was.
So I guess all that was left of her afterwards was water, and then later Raya somehow her ritual brings it. How do they know how to? So many. This is why it should have been a show.
Well, I think
a lot of questions could have gone.
Well, I think a little bit of it you have to think of it like it has been 5,000 years. So.
500 years.
500 years. So they
5,000 were in modern day.
500 years ago, they knew the exact story, and then because it's oral telling, they lose pieces of the history.
5,000 years ago was when Darkseid attacked the Earth, and the gods had to defeat it. That's literally what they say in that film. It was 5,000 years.
5,000 years ago.
They give you such a crick in the neck.
Yeah, I said that when the dragon appeared.
You did.
But anyways, what was I saying? I think what it is some of it is like they knew what happened, but then people only told parts of it and they forgot, so we don't get the full story.
It's
like the Bible.
Maybe if I rewatch this film at some point, I'll be like, they explained everything. I just missed it all.
I think what it was it was just that they knew the ritual to bring her back, but then people forgot it was a ritual and they just passed it down as like a prayer to the dragons.
Yeah, and then
that's why
it's like becomes myth and stuff.
Yeah, and so then the gem was still left, and they call it the heart. I believe they call it.
Yeah, the dragon heart.
Yeah, they call it the heart, and it should have brought everyone together, but people are people, and so then everyone fought over it. And
I'm kind of glad that they said people are people and they didn't try and front load that on one group of people.
I hate
that so much
when
more people do that.
When it's just this group of people was bad, but everybody else. No,
they
it's just
really did show.
One thing that's sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they really did show people it's pretty unanimous. Like everyone has
has
issues.
problems.
So we got 5 different kingdoms, each one named after a different part of a dragon. There's Fang, spine, tail, heart, and was it claws? Talon. Okay.
I don't even remember that one.
Yeah. It's because
is that the first one? That she went to?
The first one, she started in Tail.
Okay. Where's Talon?
Talon is the other girl's place.
I thought that was Fang.
Oh, then Talon might have been...
Raya's kingdom is Heart. And together, with their powers combined, they summon Captain Planet.
Mine is the cold place, and Talon must be where the little girl's from.
Oh, yeah, on the water.
With the old lady.
With that freaking crazy old lady.
Bitch.
She's like, you can't trust me at all.
There is an evil old woman in this movie who's not even the main villain. There's not really a main villain.
It's just the Droon. It's basically like the threat is the water disappearing, I guess.
She's just like the OP villain.
Oh yeah, and the Droon don't like water. So anyone who's like the Fang Kingdom is on an island. That's how the Droon don't get to them.
Well, they're on a plateau, is what it is.
Well, there's water around them though.
Yeah.
There's like a moat or something. I don't know.
They were the smart ones.
That's why it's a plateau, because it's raised up.
And honestly, now that I think about that, that makes that one scene all the more stupid when that person was telling the queen, we need to expand our kingdom beyond the border. It's like, you're only safe because you're in your border, right?
I think it's because their population is increasing because they're safe.
Oh, I know that, but it's like, what's your plan for the Droon? Like, woman doesn't even bring it up. You'd think she would say, now I know the Droon are a problem, here's my plan, but she just goes, oh no, we have to expand. Really? How do you suggest we do that?
There might have been more, but they didn't have time to...
That's why it should have been a show!
Yeah, Disney,
example.
If you're listening to us, which I don't think you are, but if you are, if anybody is, I think making shows for series like this is a lot better than making movies. If they have a huge world.
I still like it when you guys make movies, but this kind of world needed a show.
Yeah, like WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yes, those were from movie universes, but the reason it works so well is because everything's been built up already. With this, you have to build everything up.
Yeah, look at the Mandalorian.
I'd love an Incredibles show. That would be...
I'd be interested. I don't know. It depends on how they do it.
I could take it or leave it. I don't know. The first movie is perfection, so I don't really...
the second movie was less good.
Okay.
But
we're talking about Raya and the last dragon.
Yeah, let's not get off topic, because then we're going to be doing this for forever. So Raya... All these kingdoms don't like each other. Raya's kingdom, the Heart Kingdom, has the gem, which is called the Heart. Of course, the Heart went to the Heart Kingdom.
Yeah, how generic.
Maybe that's how they got it. Excuse me, we are the Heart Kingdom, so you give us that.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
mine.
And all the other kingdoms want the Heart, and Raya has been trained her whole life to guard the Heart and not let anyone near the Heart and not screw it up. And her father is the kind of guy who trusts people. But you know what? Even the guy who trusts people tells her, okay, but Raya, you have to protect this.
Trains her whole life to protect it. So he's...
And then he invites all the other kingdoms over because he wants to try to make good relationships with everybody. And then Raya befriends the Princess of Fang, and like...
well, I just...
Go ahead.
I'm going to add on to that part of the dead. So before they were split into 5 kingdoms, they were one kingdom called Kumandra. And so throughout the film they do talk about Kumandra.
So the dad says he wants them to be Kumandra again.
Yeah, which is great.
And it literally starts with him making a dish with one piece.
Yeah, I liked that part. He's got ingredients from all 5 kingdoms in it. That was a nice thing.
Do you think that's supposed to reflect like other countries, especially America, with like the melting pot analogy? Oh my god.
Technically, it's all the same culture.
Yeah, that's why I like the film, because it showed like everyone wanted to come together and like all these different cultures.
And then they made
melding.
Soup.
But the thing I was gonna say is like, so Raya befriends the Princess of Fang, whose name I cannot remember.
Short-haired girl.
And who has the exact same hair as her mother.
They're very modern hairstyles.
Literally, her mom has her half-shaved head with the hair going this way, and then she has it the other way. It's like, what's wrong?
Which I like that style, but like it's a little modern.
Raya, okay, you're getting along with this girl. It's great, and that gives Raya hope. But this girl, she's known less than a day.
Seconds. It was like a 5-minute conversation.
Like a 1 hour tops. And she's like, hey, let me show you. Yeah, exactly. They say nerd, by the way. This is a movie that's supposed to take place in, like, I don't know, BC or whatever.
Another example of the language. But I didn't mind that as
and then
much.
It's not the worst thing, but like the worst thing is what happens next. And like she goes, "Oh my god, you're a dragon nerd? I'm a dragon nerd. Maybe we can't have Kumaja. Here, come see the dragon heart, the most hidden top secret thing in our kingdom that I've been trained my whole life not to show to any. Even if you trust her, do you trust her whole kingdom? She's the princess. You tell her where it is, they're all gonna know where it is.
She could let it slip because she's like 10.
And then the girl's like, "Oh my god, you showed it to me.
My work here is done."
Ha you fool! You've fallen for my sinister scheme.
Yeah.
You activated my trap card.
And it's like, oh, who could have seen this coming? He was guessing every
And so then
point.
she tries to take it. Raya fights her. She sets off a firework in the sky to let her people know where it is, but then all the kingdoms can tell, and they all burst in there.
Which is a terrible plan because all the kingdoms were in the same area, so of course they all come, not just the Fang.
They're like, I want it. I want this gem. I want it. And they all like, and then they drop it and they break it.
Of course.
Because,
and then the evil
because it's
comes
broken,
back.
now the evil droons come back.
They did kind of say though, they kind of explained through a little bit of clever dialogue is, so Heart they had the best like water and food.
Heart has a good kingdom, and people think it's because of the gem.
Because so they're and then
but apparently it isn't.
Yeah, and then Fang is just Fang is like, we actually don't get to grow a lot of rice where we live because we're not going through such a good time like you guys are. If we had the dragon heart, maybe it would be better, but because I got greedy, it breaks, and that releases the Droon. Because it doesn't actually make their kingdom any better, it just
It's just keeping the Droon from killing everyone, which it no longer is now.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing, even when people say, "Oh no, what have we done? We broke the thing, the Droon," and they're like, "Oh, pieces," and they all,
they're like,
"I want it, it's
Droon
mine."
from coming.
Yeah, but like they could have
They're doing the opposite
They
of
could have had a
helping.
moment there where they're like, "Oh, look what our selfishness did. Let's unite." But they grab the pieces and run away.
To be fair, there wouldn't be much of a movie if they all just...
I know, but there's better ways to write this.
I know what you're saying.
God.
This is an example of like the second half was better than the first
This
half.
is why I say it's definitely made for kids, and it would have worked better as a
like
film.
it's like you've got these seasoned leaders of different kingdoms who are acting like 8-year-olds.
To be fair, it was 500 years when Heart got the main stone, so there's been like a lot of misinformation, like, oh, they're just powerful because they have the stone.
No,
really, it's not that.
I get that. Yeah.
So I mean, like, I'm just saying, talking to myself too. Like, okay, there's more reason than I think than just like, we want the stone, take it for myself.
I don't. Maybe it's not bad writing. Maybe it's just me.
But guys,
depends.
guys, bling is their thing.
Oh, shut the fuck.
I'm gonna take this rant and dump it on you.
You guys had a bad reaction.
I'm being a little mean to the movie, but like I do still
that
like
part
it.
is-
This is after we said
It's fun to pick on the problems.
This is after we said we liked it,
Yeah,
by
we
the
already
way.
told you we like the film. so calm
And
down.
after this, it only gets better.
yeah,
it really
So-
does
It does.
after the 30-minute mark.
And then and
We'll
her
just
her father got
main
shot in the
back
leg, so he can't outrun the Droon. So he tells his daughter, like, you can still save us all.
Yeah.
And he sends her off, and he gets turned to stone.
Yeah, so-
and what's weird is everyone who gets turned to stone ends up being put in this position where they do this. Mm-hmm. I thought there was going to be a twist or something. I thought there's got to be a reason
offering.
that they're always like that.
Yeah.
What is the reason for that? Never gets addressed. Again,
Yeah.
I wish it was a show. You could have put something in there. I was really interested in the Droon because I was thinking,
like
okay,
they're
we know
offering
very
them
little about them. Why are they putting people in
Yeah.
that position? I was like, there's got to be a reason. Now there's no reason.
Well, the way you can guess is like they're giving them their
It's like I'm
body and
offering up my
energy.
soul
Yeah.
or something.
But it doesn't state.
But
yeah, it just kind of.
What if there had been a twist where it's like once the Droon unites with the person like sees through the Droon's eyes and realizes something about them, and then willingly offers their soul, and that's why they're in that position. What if it had turned out there was something about the Droon we didn't know, like they weren't all evil, and they were doing it for
maybe for a
Right.
sequel movie?
maybe, I don't know.
But
Like,
Can I just say why didn't I just realized this? Why didn't the dad and her just jump in the water at the bridge?
oh my god, I didn't think of that.
Let me ask you, how hard would it be to swim with an arrow?
Oh, okay, never mind. I forgot he had the arrow in his leg, though.
Oh, okay.
But he still could have, like, hung out. Well, I don't know. He would have drowned.
You know, it's a better chance, though. The Droon are coming right at you.
He was fine anyways.
Yeah, I don't. Okay,
oh yeah, he was. How come when he got brought back, he didn't still have an arrow injury?
Oh yeah.
He probably So there's a show called.
I used to be a guardian like you, but then I took an arrow.
There's a show called an anime called Dr. Stone where the whole world gets turned to stone, kind of like this. And when someone gets revived from stone, all illnesses and injuries get cured for them. So my brain was just like, yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Actually, how funny would it have been if, like, she got to him before he turned back, and then he turned back in front of her, and he said, "Right, God, forgot that's still injured." I feel like that could have been funny.
And then she's like, "We'll get you to a medic or whatever their equivalent
she's like, "Oh still forgot about that. It's been 6 years."
It either would have been really funny or really cheesy.
What if when he got turned to stone, the arrow was still?
Oh yeah, it was out, right? Even though it should have been.
I think it was.
Because you're not supposed to take something out of a wound.
I didn't see him pull it out at any point.
But I also didn't see it in his body.
No, the Droons took it. They were like, "We like arrows and souls."
Well, it probably disintegrated once he got turned to stone. It snapped off.
This is the thing to pick apart in the film. What happened to the? No, I'm just joking, but yeah,
no,
that's
I know,
a funny
but
thing
I'm like,
for us to pick apart.
I'm like talking to myself. Okay,
we're gonna do a whole 3-hour video on what happened to that arrow.
There's gonna be film theory about it. Would he still be able to walk after?
Yeah, but the dad's turned to stone. Everyone has a piece of the gem, but don't you need to get the little particles that also fell out? You guys only took 5. How convenient that it exactly split into 5 pieces.
I know, 5 pieces.
Would you look at that?
It's almost like it's
just
written by a script.
All right, you got to get the little particles.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, sometimes when things like that break, they do break into actually real, like, because of the way it's made. They're broken into perfect chunks.
Yeah, I guess.
Not always. It's not like it doesn't always break into
break off as much.
Yeah,
it probably would have.
So then we cut to 6 years later, and now Raya's goal is to find the dragon. And the legend says that the dragon fell into a river, and so she spent like 6 years searching every river
in the entire world.
And the last one happens to be the dragon.
By the way, just real quick, their world has like this huge river in the middle of it in the shape of a dragon, and it looks beautiful. Just look up Raya and the Last Dragon river image.
The thing is, she said this line that I didn't fully like. So she's like, she goes to this desert area because it used to be a river.
Tail.
Yeah, in Tail. And there's a wrecked ship there, and that's where she's searching. And she's like, 6 years of searching through rivers, and we end up at a literal shipwreck. Is this a bad sign? I was like, I don't think that line's as witty as you think it is.
Yeah.
I think
to be fair, she's been alone for 6 years, guys, only talking to an armadillo.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the armadillo is awesome.
I forgot to mention the armadillo character is really cool.
It's a typical Disney movie, so she has to have like an animal companion, and this one is a giant armadillo that she can ride.
Giant armadillo.
But what I liked about him was he was not at all like obnoxious or like over the top.
He was a charming little guy. Even when he's a baby, he tries to help her in her fight. Like, it's cute.
He wasn't like, oh my god, look how cute I am.
I love him. That's the kind of pet,
his only joke was he likes to eat, and that's pretty normal for animals.
Yeah, he reminded me of Appa.
Yeah, actually, he's kind of like Appa, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, he was more animalistic.
And if this was a TV show, we would have had more time to connect to him. We could have had a whole 5 episodes where he's.
I was about to say, he gets captured by sandbenders. And
you're like, no.
And when he gets put in a circus where they use fire to abuse him.
Not the armadillo.
Oh no, not Tuk Tuk.
Yeah, that's the Tuk Tuk.
Yeah, she does this ritual in the shipwreck. We don't know how she knows it or how it works. And she like offers up like fruit jerky, and she says, "We need you back." And she starts singing a song prayer. And pouring. And it works. It brings Sisu back. And Sisu back I really think they were trying to capture the genie, because even her entrance has all the smoke and the shadow, just like the genie's first appearance. And she immediately starts doing like improv comedy, and kind of like the genie did. And so and she's blue, kind of like the genie. So I was sitting there thinking, you're trying to do the genie again. Like,
There are worse ways they could have done it.
Yeah, there are worse. It's not a huge negative. I'm just saying I noticed it.
Yeah, I can understand.
I was like, you know,
it's easy to compare.
No one's going to be as good as Robin Williams in that kind of role. But if you can be good, that's all that matters. Like, is it good overall? Yes. So it's fine. There were, like we've said, few jokes didn't like, but overall enjoyable enough character.
Yeah, I like the voice
basically
actress.
her character is she likes to make jokes. She's naive because she's from a time when I guess no one ever lied to each other.
Yeah, which makes sense. Well, not no one ever lied, but yeah, like everyone trusts each other.
She's always like, what? Why would people want to be fighting people? Why would people want to keep people out? Why don't you just go talk to them? Always is what she's always saying because that's how things were back in her day.
And it shows the contrast of Raya because she now can't trust anybody because she was too trustworthy. Which is a gripe I have with Raya and the other character too. Is like I like the strong female leads and I think they're really strong and powerful and I like their characters, but
they do have character, which is nice.
Yeah, they have character. Yeah. I just wish they weren't so. Well, Raya especially wasn't stupid at times. Yeah, they're too stupid.
Yeah.
Like there's like naive and then
there's being flawed and then there's being a little dumb. Yeah. Like Raya was pretty dumb when she showed the other girl her place and then the other girl does something really dumb at the end of the film and
exactly. And it's like and then like it's not completely Raya's fault. It's more the other girl's fault, but Raya is still like she was the one who just blindly trusted her after knowing her for 5 minutes. But anyway, let's get back. What were we talking about?
We were on the first appearance of the dragon, but and then it's revealed that each piece of the orb gives the dragon a different power because 5 dragons all put their powers into the orb.
So it turns
getting her sisters and brothers powers.
This is actually a gripe I have with the movie. First power she gets is to glow. What's the point of that?
That really bugs you. You're like, what's the point of this power?
Can anyone tell me what the point of it was? She even used it later when talking to the girl, but why was she doing it?
Does it enlighten people's souls?
To light the way for those in the dark.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was metaphorical.
Wasn't very useful in the movie.
But I don't see what good it. Yeah, she didn't use it for almost anything.
Yeah, she didn't use it for anything except for to look cool.
Yeah, that's the problem. And the only power she kept using was the shapeshift power.
Yeah, the problem is.
And wait, if you can. Here's what I want to know: can she only turn into a human, or can she shapeshift, like turn into any form? Because we didn't see her. Can she full on Maui turn into any form she wants?
Here's the problem with the film. They keep giving the dragon powers, but they don't really show how they're useful and the extent of her powers.
They don't explain them well. They don't show them enough, and some of the powers are a little lame.
Yeah, like that light one. Most of this film takes place during the day. So it doesn't really do anything for them because they can already see.
I'm just going to list the powers. First power is to glow. Second power is to shapeshift. And that way she turns herself into a freaky looking lady.
Yeah, that's when I said I liked half of Raya's, the Sisu, the dragon's design.
You said Raya's design.
I meant to say Sisu.
Yeah, I was legit wondering what the hell you were talking about.
I just said Raya because my brain was like Raya in the last year. I like half of the dragon's design. The dragon part of her, I love it. It looks like a very Asianic dragon, like a which
is Asianic a word?
I hope so.
Kind of. Well, technically, the term would be one that starts with an O, if you know what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah, but you don't like the human design.
Yeah, I like the Keating design a lot, but the human design, she looks too much like a character in the Croods, and it doesn't fit with every other person. Has a face that kind of goes like down and has a pointed chin a bit, or it's a little rounded. Hers is like flat.
But to be fair, she's from 5,000 years old.
So?
I don't know.
And technically, no, she isn't.
Whatever.
First of all, it's 500. And second,
we don't know how old she is. We just know when the thing happened.
Yeah, and second, she wakes up and she's like, for her, it's only been like a day.
Yeah. My point is that humans could have looked more like that.
I personally didn't have a problem with her human design. I get why you did.
I didn't hate it. I just the face bugged me.
But I wish like she had we could know if she could shapeshift into other things. You know, you'd think. Here's the thing: her kind of character, she's very high energy, very like amazed by things, very adventurous. You'd think someone like that, they're like, I can shapeshift. Oh, can I turn into other things? And would immediately start dicking around with the new power.
Yeah, it implies that she can.
I'm a little confused, but that power is just conveniently there so she can disguise herself. Then the third power is breathe mist.
Yeah.
Which is actually useful.
It's a little useful, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Like, I mean, my guess is the reason why these powers are so water-based is because water comes from the dragons. But she said later, I'm a water dragon, implying there are other types of dragons.
Yeah, but remember, she said those were all her siblings, so maybe her and her siblings are all water dragons.
Maybe, yeah. And then the fourth power is to make it rain, and apparently dragons have the power to run on rain. So that's
how
cool.
they fly.
We were able to put that together later, but like it's like when it happened the first time, I was like, we were all like, is this part of the power? Which part of the power? How is this? Yeah, we were like wondering. And I also still wonder if, like, does the world ever rain on its own or only because of the dragons? We don't know for sure. Also, I still wonder if water is just a deterrent for the Droon or if it straight up kills them. Maybe it just causes them pain or annoyance.
I think it causes them
in which case,
pain.
Rain must be hell.
Yeah. And I think what that orb does is it makes the rain stronger, so it locks them
We never
away.
found out what the fifth power is,
say?
I think.
I was gonna say...
The power to trust.
Maybe it's like cats with water. Like it's really annoying.
It's like,
Except for it like physically hurts them.
Yeah, but like not like hurts where they would die from it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
And not that cats would die from it.
But yeah, those are the powers. They're not particularly like that was one of my small gripes. I don't need her to have super amazing powers, but they were, in my opinion, a little lame. The powers.
Yeah. I love the part though. Where they're like, oh, she's like, short hair girl. She's like, I should talk to you. Then she lights up like that's gonna like help enlighten her. And doesn't do anything. Like it's just like, look at, I'm glowing.
I'm glowing. And she's like, what are you doing? I am glowing.
Yeah.
Well, I think she was doing that to captivate her.
Yeah, and be like, I'm so
here, look at the pretty light.
Yeah. When I say I loved it, I mean like I thought it was weird. I don't know why I said I loved it. But it is interesting.
But yeah, so they find One Piece in one of the kingdoms. That's filled with traps, and this kingdom has a very interesting type of creature in it. It's got what was it called? Boom toot.
Toot
boom.
Yeah,
toot kaboom.
No, I think it was boom toot.
No, I think it was toot and boom.
Toot and boom. It is the most. This is so authentic to Asian culture. I gotta give this movie props. You know, as we all know, thousands of year-old Asian cultures have bugs whose asses light up and shoot an explosive firework fart out of it. What is this movie doing?
Obviously. Okay, to be fair, I didn't really mind that at all because it's like this is catering to the young kids.
Yeah, that was fun. That was such a for the kids moment.
The good thing
and
is
it wasn't long at all.
The good thing is it was like the only fart joke in the show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a fart joke. It's actually kind of.
You know what this feels like? It feels like an enemy in a kid's video game.
Hey,
you know,
be fair,
like a little bugs like moving left and right, and then when you get close, it.
Yeah.
But what about skunks? They're basically farting machines.
These things literally shoot fireworks out of their ass.
Yeah, well, so do skunks. It's not fireworks. It's just stuff. They spew shit on people.
So,
not literal shit.
Well, it's actually like similar to piss.
Yeah.
So I guess I could believe this existing in the world, especially if there's magic, but it is a little childish.
It is, yeah.
But at least it's not like just childish. It is kind of a threat.
It's not the worst thing when I think back on it, because it is, okay, you're trying to be creative and magical and everything like that. But it's just in the moment when we saw it, we all had such a reaction.
Yeah, we all went.
We're like, what is happening?
I was just like,
in this movie about dragons and Asian culture.
Hey, we got to talk about the tiny ones.
But it is kind of weird. Like, why? This is not.
I can't think of any other Disney movie that had a creature like that in an ancient time.
But at least, like we said, this only happens in the beginning, so all the kind of like cringier stuff is front loaded. After that part, it starts to get more like movie-ish.
Yeah, and throughout the film, Raya's now nemesis, that little girl, is chasing her around trying to get her gem parts from her.
They're both like, what, 6 years older? How old are they, you think?
6 years.
You know what?
Yeah.
And like her nemesis is with a group, and they're all riding on like tigers or some kind of big cats. I thought we were gonna get a fight scene or a slapstick scene or something with the big cats. We never really do.
Well, the cats apparently are scared of water.
Yeah.
Because they're big cats, even though tigers love water, like you pointed out.
even if they weren't scared of water, Sisu made that boat move like a jet ski.
Yeah, and along the way they team up with they find this boy who has a boat restaurant, and he poppin' locks on every word he says.
He surprisingly wasn't that cringy.
Honestly,
I thought he was gonna be annoying, and then he wasn't. I was like, okay, actually,
it's a risk, that kind of character. It can either be annoying or it can be funny. I found him kind of charming, honestly, and it's a little because I kind of related to him, how much energy he greeted them with for his job. It's I've done that at places.
And also, almost immediately after that, we get to get his character development, and then he stops. Yeah. He's not energetic like that throughout the whole film. He's energetic.
Yeah, he has a character. He's not one joke and nothing.
He's not
else.
A joke machine.
You see him care about things. He talks about his family, and he legit joins the group. Because he wants to. And so it's there's some good character. Actually, a lot of also that side character from Spine. I really like him, the guy with the eye patch.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say again, this is why I wish it was a TV show, because you could spend more time in these characters' stories, because both of those two I really liked.
I think we got the weirdest characters in Talon, because we got the baby and we got the old woman there.
And the monkey.
This freaking baby! I don't know what is going on with this baby.
Drop-kicked Raya.
What's weirder, the baby or the bugs?
No, the baby is so weird, and the monkey, and they honestly had too much screen time, but that's just me.
Yeah, to lure Raya over to it, and meanwhile the baby's evil associate monkeys are stealing her gems, and Raya's like, hey, you're stealing my gems, and the baby punches her in the face, drop kicks and rolls away, and then runs off, and I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah, you were joking that the baby's gonna betray him.
I did. I made a joke. It's a trick. The baby's gonna whack it, and then it did, and I was like, I was kidding. What are you doing?
That baby can't even kick anything. It can't even walk. Oh wait, it can. It looks like it's acting like a 30-year-old woman.
I always love it when I make a joke, and then and apparently the movie had the same idea in mind. When the Spine guy has them tied up, he's like, I'm gonna do something so bad. I was like, so bad I don't know what it is yet, and then that is the joke. It's like, you don't have a plan, do you? Yeah, yes I do.
I'm sorry, but that baby, I don't think that baby, the way it was looked, wouldn't have been able to walk yet. So why was it kicking things?
Claire. That's the baby, but the baby talks like that. She's like,
it's a girl.
I said he's, but I meant to say she.
Yeah, and then that's what happens at the end.
You've offended me, and now you have to get on a podium and apologize.
I apologize for my poor.
I dishonored the NBA. I dishonored the team.
The WNBA.
You dishonored all the animated babies in the world.
Exactly.
All you animated parents, you can come and attack me at 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, but the baby tries to steal her stuff, and then she catches it and gets them back, and then she sees that the baby is hungry or whatever.
They are just desperate.
It's a little bit of a jump, honestly, because she just suddenly starts trusting the baby when the whole movie she's been.
No, well, the reason there's actually a reason, and I think you guys missed it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because when she says she's like, "What's with you, this baby? Where are your parents?" And one of the monkeys goes,
I didn't see that.
We did miss that.
Okay.
Shame on us.
Yeah, actually, I think we were too busy making jokes about how weird the baby was.
Yeah, because it freaked us out.
Okay, yeah, because I was going to say, why is Raya suddenly trusting this baby? But that actually, that makes more sense, especially because they can relate, because Raya's father is like that.
Yeah, and then at the
that's
end,
actually a really good... I got to rewatch that scene then, because that's a good example of show, don't tell.
Yeah, and the baby is reunited with the mom and the parents in the end, which is great.
I'm glad the baby didn't talk. I feel like they would have given it a bunch of forced comedy. If
the closest it comes to talking is near the end. It goes
Mommy.
Yeah, at the very, very, very end.
I don't understand why the baby is so mature and intelligent for being how old? I don't know. It shouldn't be able to walk yet, though.
And if it's 3. While Raya is dealing with this baby, there's this annoying, this joke that was a little dumb, but also a little bit acknowledged about, how Sisu is like, oh, I wish I could get something, and then the boy tells her, why don't you just use credit? Why don't you use credit to get things? And I was sitting here what the hell is going on?
That was a
and
little
she
bit
just
of a
goes and takes everything out of the market. It's okay, I'm gonna use my credit. And then the people are like, we don't know you. And that's what we were saying. We're like, they don't know you.
The movie made a lot of sense with that.
It's like there's not even, she didn't even write down an IOU or anything.
She was like, it's okay. My friend Raya, she has things, and she has these 2 gemstones. And then this old lady hears that. It's like, oh, why don't you come with me? And she pushes her out through a gate where all these stone people are, because there's Droon in there. This lady is a freaking monster.
Because she also
and she's
can't
like,
be
now
trusted.
you're going to tell me where to find the gems, or I'm going to let them kill you. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that lady was psychotic.
And Raya bursts in and saves her and takes the old lady's gems.
Yeah.
So,
And then,
like,
but then what happens is we get another person to the crew. So now we got Raya, Sisu. Who was the boy's name? Do we ever remember?
it was like, it started with a B. I don't know.
Whatever his
I'm
name.
just
And
gonna
then
call
we
him Boy.
And then we get the baby and the monkey, the three.
Yeah, the
monkeys.
baby and the monkeys join because Raya invites them to join the group.
And it was around that time I started realizing, oh, they're gonna get one person from each nation.
Yeah, I kind of realized that. I realized that when they recruited the spine guy. And I was like, oh, we're getting one person.
And that's what made me feel like it was very Avatar.
Yeah, honestly, because
again.
Avatar has like one person from each tribe also.
Yeah, one of each bender, one from each country, and a non-bender.
Oh my god, Avatar, you gotta sue these people.
No, they wouldn't
Nothing
win.
like it.
It's okay, Disney will just buy them.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Netflix has the rights.
How are we gonna settle? We're not. We bought your parent company.
It's like at the
Netflix
end,
has the rights. We bought Netflix.
it's like the end of Justice League. I bought the bank.
We bought the Earth.
like
We're at
Justice
war
League.
with Google. Who will win? Yeah, and so then they go to the Spine, which is the snow place where everyone's like big, like for
muscular.
Like, they're either muscular or overweight. They're big.
It's where the Huns would be, basically.
Basically, yeah, and yeah, this guy captures them, and yeah, he says, "I have a plan," and they're like, "You don't have a plan."
No, it's so
He's
gruesome.
trying to be ferocious.
As I think of it, it grosses me out. It's gonna take me 2 weeks to clean up what I'm gonna do to you.
And then the baby bursts in and saves them, which is
which
kind of,
is a redeeming moment for the baby and the monkeys.
And then we get this big reveal, like where they look outside and they realize he's the only one left.
Yeah,
in
everyone
Spine.
is countries.
Everyone else has been turned to stone. Like, actually, you know what? I just realized it's a little weird. His kingdom is a snow kingdom. Snow is made of water.
Yeah, but it's also frozen water, so it might not affect the Droon the same way.
Snow doesn't affect the Droon.
I'm just surprised
There's
that
a
they're
lot
the
of
ones
things
that all
I don't
got
really
turned to
get.
stone.
I don't.
Yeah, that's why we needed more time.
This is again why it should have been a show. We could spend all day talking about why this should have been a show.
It's weird that land, there's all these people turned to stone, but then like Fang's land.
Well, Fang's land is like surrounded by water. That's why.
Tail's the desert.
Whatever, the one with the short hair girl.
Oh, Fang. Well,
that's the place surrounded by water.
remember they're on a plateau.
They're on a plateau and they have a moat around their
I forgot
place.
that.
That's why.
And they
you
only
remember
have
at the
one
end when the water left? That's when the Droons came in immediately.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's. I guess if it's ice and not, if it's water that's been like really frozen, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
But we also remember he had a child.
Yeah, like
was
this guy's whole kingdom was gone. His child was gone, and like it was a moment where I felt a little bad for him, but I feel like it should have hit a lot harder, and it's because it was a little bit rushed.
It could have been this like Uncle Iroh moment.
And another reason is because it was happening at the same time that the Princess Fang was outside the door. Like, so like another thing was happening at the same time.
I
feel like that should have just been its own thing. Like they could have they could have gotten away from him, and then as soon as they get outside, they just see everyone's stone and could have had a moment where it sinks.
Would have been better.
Like if this was a show, you could have revealed that like in the last 10 minutes of an episode, and like you just go in and like you're the only one left, and then that's where the credits roll, and that could have been a real moment right there.
It could have worked out a little bit more if this is like a season 3 or end of season 1 reveal sort of
something
thing.
like that. Like
Something like that.
That was, in my opinion, like it's a really good idea for a concept. It's just because unfortunately you didn't have a lot of time to really focus on it. And so then, Raya goes and fights with her nemesis in a really cool action scene.
Yeah.
Just when you get to see them cross blades.
Yeah, the action choreography was really well done.
And then, but then Raya actually loses that fight, so then Sisu reveals herself as a dragon and goes and starts breathing mist, and it's like, oh no, not the mist.
No!
Mist is also
Have you
water.
not
Won't
seen
that
the
hurt the
movie?
drone?
Movie The Mist?
Maybe it has to be purely water.
I know we're having Wonder Woman 84 syndrome where we have to keep saying maybe.
At least this is
but
a
it's
kid's
not
movie,
it's not
though.
because it's a bad film. It's because there wasn't enough time to explain things.
Yeah, whereas in Wonder Woman 84,
We had to make
they
up stuff.
literally...
Wonder Woman 84 was a little too long in my opinion. You can watch our discussion of that on the channel as well.
Justice League is 4 hours long and it wasn't as bad as Wonder Woman.
I know, when it was a much more enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
Than a 2-hour movie.
So anyway, this movie, and then so the dragon breathes mist to help them escape, and like the Fang girl sees the dragon and she's like, oh my god, there's a dragon back.
He's like, maybe we can bring everyone back.
Yeah, and the best reaction was the Spine guy's reaction. His face was just,
I really like that character.
and the thing is, after they talk, since you know what he lost and like you know his reaction to the dragon, you totally buy that he would join the team because he knows that if they can reassemble the orb, he can get his kingdom and his family back.
Wait, do we ever see him get reunited with his daughter?
Yes,
at the end we do.
How do I not remember that?
Yeah, I think you missed some of the ending.
I was here.
I think you were starting to check out a little at the end because you're like, okay, it's the end. I don't have to pay attention.
But I remember him reuniting with the other members of the tribe.
His wife was holding his daughter like when he was coming.
He didn't focus on the daughter that much.
I guess.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That's something I like. Like you buy like all the characters who joined the team, like why they joined the team. It makes sense. Like she offers the baby food, and the boy, like when he finds out what's going on, and the Spine guy, everything he's lost. Like they're all it's well written how they all like work. And then of course, then the Nemesis girl goes back home and does the smart thing at first. She goes, okay, Mom, guess what? There's a dragon. They're going to reassemble the orb. We can fix everything. And Mom goes, oh, no.
I want to know
Oh, no. Honey. Listen, we're very smart. And because we're very smart, we're not gonna do that.
We can't help other people.
Hun, they blame us for what happened. You know that thing that's our fault? They blame us for it.
How dare they?
They're just not as smart as we are. They don't have the Rick Sanchez brain we have, honey. Well, they're not as enlightened as we are. They drink the Kool-Aid and the purple stuff. Okay, they don't have our 2 flavors of Sunny D. Listen, honey, they literally say in the film, they keep going, because we're so smart. We're so smart. We're going to do the dumbest possible
Therefore,
thing.
you're not that smart.
Yeah, she literally says, we have to take all the gems and the dragon, and then it'll be okay.
This is their logic, too. If we steal all the gems and steal the dragon and then put it together, everyone will like us again.
Because that worked out so well for the Heart Village. Yeah, that worked out so well for Heart.
Dumb.
Honestly, the mom was like so annoying.
And Spine Guy gives them his piece. I forgot
of course.
to mention that,
No, it was like the analogy you
and that's when we get the rain power.
Yeah, and the dragon uses the rain power, and she jumps on the rain, and at first Raya's like, okay, we gotta bust in, we gotta turn this into a heist movie, we gotta burst in there, and like the boy describes his plan, with comic book animation, which is really cool. And the dragon's like, look, Raya, you gotta learn to trust people. Come on, just trust me at the very least. We can do this. Yeah. And so then they send a private message to Princess Nemesis. And the princess, they're like, just bring us your peace. We want to be like a whole again. We want to fix everything. And the princess shows up, and we're thinking, you better not do what we think you might do. And the princess shows up, and she has the piece, and Ryan the dragon, she sees the dragon, and they're like, yes, we can make everything whole again. And then she picks up a crossbow, and the dragon and the pieces are coming with me, and that's when we all went, fuck you.
Yeah, we literally all at the same time.
Oh my god.
Which I can kind of understand a little, because she feels like she doesn't have a choice, because she wants to please her mother, but it's still...
Mommy said...
She wants to trust them, but she's scared to trust them, just like Raya's scared to trust her.
At least it's not just immediately she pull. What happened? She's like holding it, and you can see her shaking.
You can see that she doesn't want to, yeah. But this is like, first of all, even if you want to forgive the princess for the dumb stuff, the queen is being an absolute idiot.
The queen has like 3 brain cells.
Yeah, which thank goodness she's on the movie.
Hey, you know, it worked out so well when we tried to screw people over last time. Let's do it again. Twice is the charm, baby.
Yeah.
Revenge is magically delicious.
Oh my god. And yeah, so then like the dragon like walks up to her and starts making herself glow, because you can't shoot me while I'm glowing. You don't want to look how pretty I am. Like, yeah, and maybe like you said, trying to shine light in the darkness.
Yeah, and then Raya
but Raya sees like that the princess's finger is like kind of going back and forth, and Raya doesn't trust her not to, so she like, by the way, her sword is, I don't know if anyone knows Ivy from Soul Calibur, but her sword turns into a chain whip thing.
And cool. For those of you who don't know Ivy from Soul Calibur, just think of Renji from Bleach, the anime.
If you don't know what that is, then
it's a sword that extends into a metal whip. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, so she flings it and tries to knock the crossbow out of Nemesis's hands. I'm just calling her Nemesis.
Yeah,
but in doing so, sets off the crossbow and kills the dragon.
Yeah, somehow it doesn't make her aim away from the dragon. It makes her aim at the dragon.
I think she might have been aiming at Raya or something.
Weird.
No, she was aiming at the dragon. She was aiming at Raya at first, and then when the dragon moved towards her, you know, because she's in fight or flight reflex, she aimed it at her, and then she was like getting ready to possibly put it down, but Raya freaked her out. So she went to go to turn it at Raya, but she accidentally pulled the trigger.
Okay, a lot happened in that scene. So yeah, the Sisu's dead. After that,
she falls in the ocean.
She falls in the ocean,
and all the water starts
because there's no dragons, there's no more water. Which means, like, even if you can get away from the Droon, you guys are gonna die. There's no water.
Yeah.
So now the Droon go and invade the Fang Kingdom, and we don't see it happen, but apparently the mom gets turned to stone, the queen
and
of
I'm like,
Fang.
Oh, poor you.
Yeah,
stupid.
I was like, oh no, look what happened. Like, you idiot. And Raya is mad, so she goes after Nemesis, and they get in another really cool fight.
Yeah. Which I wish was actually longer.
Yeah.
I like the combat a lot.
Maybe 5 or 10 minutes longer.
But then they stop fighting because, and meanwhile her team is trying to get everyone out of the city.
Yeah, they're trying to evacuate Fang. And
the magic in the pieces of the gem are starting to fade. And then Raya kind of realizes that one of the main things that powered the gem originally was the dragons' trust for each other, like they were a family,
like
and they
Kumandra.
and they all put their faith in each other. And so she says, we need to do that now, and we can do the same thing again. And so Raya gives a piece to the Nemesis, and then Raya gets turned to stone, and she's in the typical pose. But then all the other characters, so all her team give the Nemesis their pieces.
No, you do the thing.
Give their Nemesis their pieces, and then they go and they hug Raya, and they get turned to stone, or they're doing this and they get turned to stone. And that's where I had another huge question. I was like, how come they're not getting bull positioned?
Reasons, because it looks nice, because they're a family.
Yeah, I think it's just to look nice.
And it was so nice of the Droon to wait for them to go hug. Yeah, at one point it takes a while. Like Spine Guy and the baby, they go over there and they're like, yeah, everything's good. Everything's good.
Guys, here's your cue.
All right, okay, turn us to stone. You can turn us to stone now. And then, there we go. It's like, was there really much of a threat?
Eventually, they got him.
And yeah, then the Nemesis puts it back together. She goes and joins the stone pile. And then
she does run off for a second, but then comes back.
It's the Stone Age.
So then the Nemesis lady gets it back together, goes and joins the pile, and then it fades. The magic completely fades out of the stone. They're all turned to stone. Everyone's doomed. The dragon's dead.
Doomed.
The end.
Oh.
That's how the movie ends. Oh, but it doesn't, because suddenly the magic reappears in the gem. But you know what's gonna happen.
It's a very
It turns everyone back. Everyone's back from stone. Even the dragons get turned back from stone. But it only brings back people from stone. So because Season actually got shot by an arrow, she doesn't get brought back. That's it. She stays dead. Until all the dragons go over her body and dance around it, then it comes
brings
back.
her, which they don't explain again. They can resurrect dragons?
That's one of the powers. That's the 5th power in the gym. Bringing back the dead.
I think it would have been better if Sisu had stayed dead. It would have been more impactful, and it would teach a lesson to kids, there are consequences to your actions.
The only thing about that would be rough is because she died in kind of a shitty way.
Yeah, but most people do.
I know, yeah. So, but we still don't like it.
Just like, oh, maybe they're like,
but I don't know, like, yeah,
it's too much of a. It has to be a happy ending.
And so the dad gets brought back. Everyone's brought back their Kumandra, and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Again, I wish like there was a little like it'd be nice if like maybe like only the 5 family dragons got back. Like it'd be better than just everyone comes back. Again, Sisu not coming back would have made more sense to me. But then it's like a kids movie, so they probably felt like they had to.
And they never fully explained why the dragons didn't come back the first time.
Yeah.
In fact, even Sisu is surprised to hear that. And they're just like, "What? The dragons didn't come back?" Now you said, and I think you might be right. It's because the humans aren't trusting each other.
Yeah. My theory was that.
But how does that affect the Droon's powers, though? That's what I...
What do you mean?
Well, they're turned to stone because of the Droon, right?
I don't think it's affecting... Well, yes, but I think what's saving them from being stone was the orb. And the orb only works if you trust. And it needed the trust of... so it needed here's
okay, go ahead.
It needed the trust of the dragons to save the humans. And it needed the trust of all the humans to save the dragons.
Okay, you kind of answered what I was going to say. But since it's the humans who don't trust, why are they brought back and not the dragons? So I guess you're saying like the humans trust.
Yeah, it was like
it's
like they halfway.
So it's like a symbiotic or like
relationship.
Yeah.
Symbiote.
Mutually
which is, again,
beneficial.
why they do this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is
one
a great
people.
Symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a good symbol.
Again, love the world building.
Yeah, like
I wish they had said that or something of that.
Yeah, if it was a TV
Another
show,
reason it should have been a show. Should have been a show. Final verdict.
Like you could have just had like at the end of season 1, like the Droon aren't all evil, blah blah blah, or like they explained some stuff about the Droon in some ancient text that they lost.
I kind of like they didn't explain this though.
But they didn't explain this.
But other stuff,
we didn't really need an explanation for that because you can easily put together what that
but
means.
the other stuff I agree.
But
like
the
about
other
the Droon,
stuff,
the dragon, the world. How the heck did the river get in the shape
there's
of a
lot
dragon?
of elements here from Dragons, Fire, and Ice, honestly, because
I need to see that.
that's a movie where like dragons are gone and won't come back until the humans get along again, and where there are two sides of a war, and both sides have an heir who wants the dragons to come back. That happened in this, that happened in that. This movie has elements of that. It has elements of Avatar. You're ripping everybody off Disney. You have no idea.
This also has elements of the Dragon Prince, but that's also because one of the writers for Avatar makes the Dragon Prince, which is a really fun Netflix show. It's just that's another show where it's a little too kiddie at times. Like in this, you know how like they kind of get along a little too easily. There's some parts in the show, The Dragon Prince, where where the villains are trying to chase the main characters in that show, and there are parts where the main characters just meet with the main villains and be like, have a conversation, and nothing happens. And I'm like, what?
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. It just made me think of that.
I was inspired by a lot of different things.
Yeah, but like I said, I liked
which
it.
is good because that is what happens.
If I had
inspired
watched,
by things,
like you said, if I had watched this when I was like 13, 14, I would love this film.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm just a little older, and now I kind of need a little.
Yeah, and I think the movie was taking inspiration from a lot of different things, which kind of reflects the film of like this like melting pot, everyone needs to trust each other thing. I thought that was really good. I would have liked it more when I was younger.
It needed a little more Lion King and a little less Bug's Life.
Or Bug's Life, that's
Okay.
It was just a little too kiddie, but also not a kid. So, I mean, I appear like one a lot. But I'm actually 29.
Yeah, the good thing is that the Fang Kingdom people were so smart, you know?
Yeah, if they
I can't disagree with any of their brilliant decisions. She reminded us all how smart she is,
and
guys.
like the political messages.
She's literally telling the children,
story.
like while there's a like slideshow thing, like the ancient version of a PowerPoint going on.
Which was such
guys,
propaganda.
listen, we're doing so great because we're so smart.
Because we're great because
it was weird.
Because reasons. We're great because reasons.
Well, anyways, if you can't tell based on the runtime of this video, we've gone on for about an hour and 10 minutes now.
Oh, we have. Wow.
Yep.
Way longer than I thought we would. But yeah, I think you guys have the gist. Like, we spent pretty much our non-spoiler version talking about why we liked the film and our spoiler version talking about our problems with the film.
And overall, we give it above a 6 or higher, which means it's good.
Yeah,
Watch it.
I give it like a 6. He gives it a 6. She gives it a 7. So.
But if you don't want to number scoring because that changes you, I just say watch it.
Yeah, I say it's worth a watch. I don't know if it's worth $30. Not by yourself, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely not by yourself.
Yeah.
Watch it.
It's a perfectly fun. It's a perfectly fine movie to show your kids. There's no bad messages or bad themes in here. Yeah. There's nothing insanely annoying in this movie.
I really liked that it was like a female protagonist and a female antagonist who becomes good. Very like it was cool to see two females.
I like that it's two females that like were like written like to have character and to have personality traits. I hate it when like people are just like, oh, we got a woman, that's all we need.
Yeah,
and that's all they
really
do
annoying.
in the goddamn movie.
Which kind of felt like I wasn't moving the live action.
If you ask me, that's disrespectful. Like to just say that, like it's annoying as hell.
But like we said, every character in this feels like a character and a person,
except for the queen.
Except for well,
she's a bad character, but she's a character.
She does come around in the end.
At least they don't do that movie thing where it's like we're a character
and nothing changes, no one grows.
Except for
they do grow.
You know, honestly, though, we never see the queen have a moment of. One thing I would have liked is we never see the queen have a moment of reflection or like a learning or lesson. Just at the end, she's standing there with everyone else doing this, and I'm like, wait, have you changed? Did you learn anything? Are you planning Plan C now? It would have been like, okay, hon, we can still steal the gem.
It would have been funny if at the end she's like, maybe we weren't so smart.
But anyways, I guess she technically didn't act.
That's our review.
Things, though, so. Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah,
and I definitely recommend watching it after it's free on Disney Plus. With the subscription.
Like if you have Disney Plus when it's free, give it a watch. That's what I would say.
Or if you want to watch someone else and split the cost.
Yeah, if your kids really want to watch it, sure, fine. Yeah, you know, there's no reason not to really.
But so what do you guys want to say as we head out?
We're very smart.
wait. Let's like all each say something we really liked about the movie.
Okay.
I'll go last. You guys go first.
Yeah, because you can't think of anything.
No, I can think of something. It's gonna blow your mind.
Wow.
I liked how charming some of the characters were.
Yeah, I really, really liked the combat scene. The scenes like that were fantastic.
And I just have to say,
oh man, I wonder what that guy was gonna say at the end. Guess we'll never know. But if you would like to know, maybe try asking in the comments, or maybe subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon to get the latest updates. Well, whatever you do, I hope you had fun, and we'll see you in the next one.